what is the upskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXWrestleCast. This is episode 64, and this is my weekly recap show where I go through all of the major WWE and AEW shows, let you know what's going on both of the brands, let you know if the shows are worth watching, and let you know if there's any matches that you should go out of your way to check out and all that great stuff. If they have pay-per-views, I will do pay-per-view reviews as well. So we're going to start off the show with Monday Night Raw. They were in Wichita, which apparently is in Kansas. That's news to me. Starting off the show with Rhea Ripley. She gets presented with her new championship. It's the same as the heavyweight championship that Seth Rollins has, but it has the white strap. I mean, I'm fine with it. I like that it's based off of the big gold championship, which is the belt that I wanted them to bring back just in general, but they rebranded it, slapped a W on it. And, I mean, it's an upgrade, but it's still not, like, as good as I was hoping it was going to be. But it is a minor upgrade. We got Dom Mysterio joins Mommy in celebration. The crowd boos them relentlessly, as expected. Cody Rhodes joins the party. He still remembers Dom slapping him in the face last week, so he challenges Dom to a match at Money in the Bank. Oh my. Dom accepts. The Miz decides it's a great time for a sneak attack, so he sneak attacks Cody Rhodes. Miz gets taken out easily, and then Dom cheap shots Cody Rhodes again, and he runs off. What a chicken. Solid opening segment right here. Cody versus Dom Mysterio, man. I mean, on paper, it's like maybe people that aren't watching WWE regularly would be like, really? Dom Mysterio versus Cody Rhodes? And I thought that for a second as well, but then I realized, like, man, Dom Mysterio is over. He's quite possibly the hottest heel in the company right now. Cody Rhodes, one of the biggest baby faces. So, yeah, this could work. I mean, Dom is not amazing in the ring, but he can hold his own. He's fine. So it could be a pretty good match. I'm definitely excited for it. Now we move on to the match. It is Cody Rhodes versus The Miz. Rhodes tossed into the steel steps. The back of Cody's head is bleeding. Somehow, Cody Rhodes always manages to get some blood in there. We get a Matt Hardy side effect by Cody. I really like that. I hope that is a sign of respect to good old Matt Hardy. Hits across Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes picks up the W. Just an all-around solid match. I mean, nothing too crazy, kind of standard stuff. And like I said, Cody always manages to get some blood somehow. I don't know how he keeps doing it. We move on. It is Becky Lynch versus Chelsea Green with Sonya Deville. Becky stumbles as I do on this sentence. Becky stumbles her way through a promo about power or something. Not very good. Zoe Starks has heard enough. She trash talks Becky Lynch. Green and Sonya arrive as Zoe stays to watch the match. Becky locks in the disarmer for a quick W. The trash talking prior, like I said, it wasn't very good, and it was longer than the match was, so I don't know. It was kind of just shaky promos all around. Not the best performance here for Becky Lynch. It was meh. We got Judgment Day. They are talking in a very smoky hallway. Don't know what's going on with that. Finn Balor seems very upset, and Priest wants to have his match alone. So we're definitely playing around with the Trouble in Paradise situation with Judgment Day. Looks like they're going to split off, which I'm fine with. Just keep Dom and Rhea together, and we should be good to go. We got a Money in the Bank qualifier match. It is Matt Riddle versus Damian Priest. Riddle dropped over the ropes. Damian plants him with a headlock driver. I thought that was a really cool move. Riddle misses a floating bro. Damian catches bro, hits a razor's edge, pins and grabs the final spot in Money in the Bank. I mean, damn, I was not expecting Damian to get the win here. I thought they would go with Riddle. Nothing against Damian. Just Riddle seems like a better fit for Money in the Bank. But yeah, kind of a win out of nowhere here for Damian. Pretty cool. Familiar foes having a good back and forth match. I believe these two had some stuff going on down in NXT together while they were down there. It was good. Big spots from both guys, and like I said, surprised that they're picking Priest over Riddle. Quite surprised. 7 out of 10, good match. Imperium arrived to pick the bones of Matt Riddle. Gunther's trash-talking him. Nothing really happens after that. We got Cody Rhodes. He has a fired-up interview discussing Dom. Pretty good stuff. Byram is interviewing a very distressed Natalya. Nobody cares because, hey, look, it's Sami and Kevin Owens. They're having an exchange of words with Imperium, which is by far more interesting than Natalya. Gunther wants a shot at the tag team titles. Kevin Owens blows a gasket, as usual. Says he's got to change first, and then he's going to kick some ass. Hell yeah. Thumbs up. Good little segment here. We move on. It is Ricochet versus Bronson Reed. Shinsuke comes out to watch only for a moment. He kicks Bronson in the head, and the match is disqualified. So, kind of the same thing that happened last week between these three. They interfere with each other's matches, getting disqualified, adding in some more heat to the Money in the Bank. I mean, that's fine and everything. I was just a little bit disappointed because there's a pretty enjoyable match going on in the ring before the shenanigans comes in. The three-men brawl. Shin and Ricochet form a short alliance to hit a double superplex on Bronson. And yeah, pretty decent. Sami Zayn discusses Kevin's amount of blow-ups lately. Kevin blows up again. This is excellent. Thumbs up again. But he does assure Sami that he will be good to go later on tonight. I mean, Kevin Owens, absolutely on fire right now. Ricochet backstage warns Shinsuke not to interfere in his matches ever again. Or else. So intense. Finn Balor calls out Seth Rollins to the ring for a chat, but no funny business, he says. Seth Rollins comes out doing all the funny business. Finn Balor not impressed with that. That makes me giggle. Finn Balor wants revenge for what happened 7 years ago, and he wants that shit to go down at Money in the Bank. Seth says Finn got bitter while he got better. That was a pretty nice line right there. Good stuff. Seth accepts the match from Finn Balor, and he also asks which version of Finn Balor will be at Money in the Bank, the old school Finn Balor or Bitch Balor. So this was a great segment. Really happy that we're going to revisit this. So just to try and catch everybody up, 7 years ago, Finn Balor beat Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship. The first ever Universal Champion was Finn Balor, but during that match, he got his shoulder a whole bunch, just a really bad injury from a buckle bomb gone wrong from Seth Rollins. So Finn Balor the next day needed to relinquish the championship, and he's really never captured that momentum that he had during that period of Finn Balor's career. He really hasn't captured that magic again. So they're bringing it back up, and honestly, that was kind of the reasoning why I just kind of fell off with Finn Balor. He came back from that injury, and they just never really dealt with that problem that he never lost the championship. They haven't really gone into that deep. They've kind of teased it here and there, but it hasn't gone deep. So I'm hoping they go deep with it because it's just a fantastic storyline. It's just sitting there. It should write itself. Should be really good stuff. So I'm excited for this. Thumbs up for the segment as well. We got Raquel Rodriguez versus Shayna Baszler with Ronda Rousey. Raquel tossing Shayna around. Ronda gets involved. Raquel chokes her, allowing Shayna to do the roll-up on Rodriguez. Ronda assists by putting the foot on Raquel, adding more leverage. And yeah, Shayna picks up the victory here with a whole bunch of shenanigans. Quick match. It was fine. We move on as Chad Gable with the Alpha Academy versus Eric with the Viking Raiders. Valhalla attacks Maxine. Gable must be a good teacher because Maxine just hits it wasn't the best looking arm drag, but she hit an arm drag on Valhalla. Gable rolls up Eric for a fast W. And man, again, another quick match that I was hoping to be a little bit longer because I'm a fan of both of these guys, and it looked like it was going to be a good match. But I think more importantly, they are setting up Maxine versus Valhalla to happen pretty soon. Haven't seen Valhalla in the ring yet since she has returned as Valhalla. She was okay in the ring prior to that. I forget what the fuck she was doing, but yeah, she's okay. We got Finn Balor. He is seen having a chat with Judgment Day, or not Judgment Day, JD McDonough, goddammit. Oh my god, so this has me creamy. They didn't talk very long. JD takes off as Damian arrives. Priest tells Finn to end Rollins, but there is some tension between the two right here, so Damian and Finn having some problems, and there's a potential here with Finn Balor maybe gonna hang out with JD McDonough, maybe he's gonna mentor him. Regardless, that is a nice little pairing right there. JD kind of reminds me of a younger Finn Balor, so I would like that to happen. That would be really cool. We got Seth Rollins. He announces there will be an open challenge next week, and it just so happens that Logan Paul is going to be there next week, so good chance we might see Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins, but it could literally be anybody. I just thought it was a little bit suspicious that Logan Paul's going to be there next week. We move on. It is the main event time. It is the Undisputed Tag Team Championships being defended by Kevin and Sammy versus Gunther and Kaiser Ludwig of Imperium. Gunther takes Sammy's head off with a massive big boot. Gotta love that. Kevin goes crazy on the hot tag. Gunther nailing numerous just vicious lariats. They even hit a Doomsday device, which, I don't know, teams have been doing that lately on both WWE and AEW. I'm into it. Sammy manages to kick out of the Doomsday device. Out comes Matt Riddle, which, with a bunch of the brass and referees trying to stop him, doing the, get out of here stuff. Riddle with a spin move around the brass right into a big boot from Gunther, so that was pointless. Sammy hits a blue thunder bomb on Kaiser, pins, and a very rare victory with the blue thunder bomb, but the champions defend. Holy crap, man, that was a stiff fight, as expected. I mean, it is Gunther, so that's what goes down. Those lariats especially looked fucking horrific. Got to give those a thumbs up. It was a long match with some smart tag team wrestling, especially from Imperium. Resilient performance from the champions. Good back and forth, big spots. Yeah, man, there's a lot to like about this. Really good match. 7.5 out of 10, and that's the end of Raw. Pretty solid show this week. I mean, half of the matches were short nothings. I mean, seriously, if you could just take out some of the immense amount of fat that is surrounded in the programming of Monday Night Raw, all the self-promotions, merchandising, replays of things that happened 7 minutes ago, rehashing the whole entirety of your programming from prior weeks. I mean, there's a lot of fat on Monday Night Raw, and just not enough time given to the wrestlers to shine, you know? Anyway, finally doing something with Seth and Finn Balor. That should be a home run. Finn Balor is just really good right now. He seems to be in a really confident, good spot. Really enjoying him. Seth fucking Rollins. It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to that. The men's Money in the Bank, I mean, it's set now. Looks like a good lineup, mostly of former NXT guys, so I'm pretty down with that. You got Cody Rhodes and Dom. A little bit of a curveball, honestly, but like I said, man, Dom is hot. Cody is hot, so it could actually be unreal. It could be a real entertaining match. We'll call it that. Kevin Owens, fantastic as always. Raw, 6 out of 10 this week. Not bad. We'll move on to NXT. I just got to find the notes because there's so many damn notes this week. All right, NXT 2.0 is kicking off with the Schism with Ava versus Wes Lee, Tyler Bate, and Mustafa Ali. 6-man tag team match right here. We got a gorgeous triple powerbomb by Schism. They pin, but another referee breaks up the tag because the pin wasn't legal. So out of nowhere, that referee shows up. I was like, whoa, okay, we don't see that too often. Some ref-on-ref, not violence, but they're arguing with each other. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Tyler Bate hits a Tyler Driver 97 for the W, and Jesus, that was a really wild opening tag match. I mean, the chemistry between these 6 guys is off the charts. They're just flowing like a nice water in the ring. It was really, really good shit. Thumbs up for all that. Crazy offense, hard hitting, near falls, and the referee drama. I mean, damn, great opening match. 8 out of 10. We move on. It is Chase U going absolutely bananas backstage. Duke feeling stressed a little bit here. He calls up Mr. Chase, looking for a little bit of guidance right here, and everyone's hoping that Chase will return soon, and me too. Me too. Braun Breaker now. He is dressed like he just came from a funeral or something. He calls out Seth Rollins. Out comes Ilya Dragunov. He tries to attack, but he is stopped by the referees doing get out of here stuff. Rollins appears on the big screen. He accepts Braun Breaker's challenge. Next week, they're going to get it on, King, so I'm assuming that might be the open challenge match for next week. Looks like it's going to Braun Breaker and maybe not Logan Paul, but maybe it's a triple threat. Who knows? That'd be kind of cool. I like this idea, but again, I just don't want Seth Rollins to get burned out. Like, if he's going to be fucking having matches with NXT guys and then doing Raw, I mean, he's going to get burned out. But anyway, I think it's cool. We got Dana Brooke. Oh boy. She gets welcomed back to NXT by my boo, my baby, the sweetest of all time, Cora Jade. She welcomes her with a nice revenge slap for eliminating her in the Battle Royale a week or two ago. And goddamn right, Cora Jade, that's how you welcome Dana Brooke to NXT. So sweet. All right, we got Mustafa Ali. He adds himself as a special guest referee for the upcoming Wesley versus Tyler Bate match. I smell shit but with Mustafa Ali, man. I don't trust this guy. He's up to something. It's only a matter of time, man. It's only a matter of time. You could just sense something's wrong here. We move on. It is Cora Jade versus Thea Hale with Duke Hudson. Jade about to smack Hale with a kendo stick. Out comes Dana Brooke. She shows up, pushes Cora into the steel steps. What the fuck? Thea locks in a Kimura lock, and Cora Jade forced to tap out. Whoa! Dang it. I mean, Dana Brooke, how could you do that? Poor innocent Cora Jade. She did nothing wrong. She slapped you as a sign of respect. Wow. That's just unbelievable. Dana Brooke, Cora Jade, you guys got to get it on. Get some fighting going on. But Thea Hale, well done. I'm a big old fan of Thea. Love that she's picking up wins. Would have preferred that she didn't pick up a win over Cora Jade, but it is what it is. The match was solid. We move on. It is Noam Dar now on crutches with his group, the Meta-4. He complains he can't defend his fucking Heritage Cup or whatever, so Ora Mensa is going to replace him tonight. I'm okie dokie, sounds good. So we move on to that match. It is the Heritage Cup match, Ora Mensa versus Nathan Frazier with Dragon Lee. So this is the Heritage Cup rules with the rounds, best 2 out of 3 falls. So Nathan catches Mensa with a roll-up. He is up 1-0 pretty early in the match. Shenanigans from the Meta-4 allowed Mensa to hit a nice spin kick to tie it up at 1. Frazier has it 1 right here, but time runs out in round 3. I like that spot right there. Well done. Good use of the clock. Meta-4 interfere yet again. This time it is stopped by Feroz and Leon. Alrighty then. Frazier hits a beautiful Phoenix Splash, pins, and no! Heritage Cup champion, or I guess that's what they're calling it. It's Nathan Frazier, y'all. Damn. I like this cup match much better than the last one with Dragon Lee. Nothing against Dragon Lee, like I said, mostly just doesn't go with his style, but I thought a little bit better here with Nathan Frazier. It was a faster paced match. I like the use of the clock there with that near fall. Mensa gets a pretty nice spotlight. I thought he did well. And Frazier with a huge W, and now the Heritage Cup champion. So pretty fucking cool. It was a good match. 7 out of 10. Oh no, here we go again. It is the weekly segment of Mr. Stone and Von Wagner. They are discussing therapy again. Dijak giggles at them. Von aggressively tells Mr. Stone that he trusts him. Fucking weird, man. This storyline is so strange, but I'm kind of leaning towards the it's so bad it's good kind of area right here, but yeah, just strange, really strange. We got Dabba-Kato in a handicap match versus Scripps and Axiom. Dabba-Kato is obliterating Axiom with massive lariats. We get some interesting acrobatics done by Axiom and Scripps. I thought it was pretty cool. After chopping down the big man for quite a bit, Axiom kicks his head off for a massive upset victory. I mean, wow, Axiom and Scripps picking up the dub over the big man. Entertaining match. I thought they did good doing the small guys taking down the big guy, chopping him down. I thought they did that well. Axiom and Scripps building some good chemistry here, Fucking Scripps showing them some of that Cirque du Soleil stuff, doing some cool flippies. Not bad. And then we get a Angel Garza and Alberto Carrillo, the Los Lotharios. They return to attack Scripps and Axiom. So, honestly, completely forgot about the Los Lotharios. I liked Angel Garza. My wife really liked him because he used to just rip his pants off, which was quite entertaining. So hopefully he keeps doing that. Alberto, that's all. We got Stacks with his conspiracy board. He seems to have everything all worked out here to get he and the Dawn the tag team titles. So pretty interesting here. I like Stacks and Dawn, so it's just kind of entertaining. We got Duke Hudson hyping up Thea Hale. She really doesn't need to be hyped up. She's already very, very hyper, but she gets even more hyper. They are going to celebrate with a pep rally next week, so that's going to be entertaining. Out comes Tiffany Stratton. She ain't impressed. Neither is Dempsey or Gulak, and, well, I'm impressed. So you go Thea Hale, thumbs up for her. We got Inofi versus Blade right here, so they're trying out the recent trend of partners having matches against each other. Hank and Tank come out to watch. Inofi with a roll-up, Blade shifts his weight, counters the pin, and picks up the W right here. Really solid match. It was a little bit short, but both men with a few nice high-flying spots. It was decent. Inofi and Blade have a bromance in the ring. Aw, that's really nice. And then Booker T decides he's going to spoil the moment, announces a match between the teams next week, and then a big old brawl breaks out. Way to go, a-hole. Fucking Booker T, always starting up shit. We're having a bromance right here, and you root it. We move on. It is Damon Kemp complaining about his loss last week. Eddie Thorpe shows up, challenges Kemp to a match. Whenever, wherever, however, whoever, whatever, Kemp says, maybe. Now we get a pretty good video promo here from Blair Davenport going over her attacks on Wendy Chu, Nikita Lyons, and Sol Ruca and all that great stuff. Well done. I liked it. Thumbs up. We got Roxanne Perez versus Tatum Paxley. Roxanne rolls up Tatum. She bonks her head, and she picks up the W. It felt like a very rushed match. I mean, Perez... it's really not a whole lot going on in this match. I was a little bit disappointed here after Perez calls out Blair Davenport. So, I mean, hopefully that match will be good. I'm super excited to see Blair Davenport in the ring again. It's been a long time, and I loved what she did in the ring last time I saw her, so I can't wait. We got a video introducing Lucien Price and Bronco Nima, okay? I do like the look of these guys. They looked big, they looked jacked, and they're adding another team to the tag team division. I like it, man. You don't get enough of that where you just get teams they start out as a team. You get a lot of, let's just grab this single guy and that single guy and we'll mash them together and we'll see if it works. This looks like a legitimate tag team, so I like that. We move on is the main event. It is the number one contenders match, Baron Corbin versus Ilya Dragunov. Baron cracks Dragunov with a meaty chop. Not a good idea, Baron. You have set off Ilya. He responds by ripping off Corbin's shirt and just going to town on that chest. You know what I'm saying? Good stuff. Ilya going for the final blow. Breaker runs in, takes the hit. Baron hits end of days and steals the W. God damn it, but seriously, yes. That's what I am looking for out of NXT version of Baron Corbin, man. That might have been the best match he has had in a very, very long time. He was throwing stiff shots. He was taking a whooping from fucking Dragunov. Dragunov won't accept anything other than you get in a fucking fight with me right here, right now. And oh yeah, he dragged Baron Corbin into a fight with him. That was some good stuff. He hit a really nice deep 6 this week. Definitely a lot better than the one that he hit last week. That was dog shit. And, I mean, my boy Dragunov, amazing as always. Selling like a champion and just super duper intense. Well done. 8 out of 10. Great match. We got Carmelo Hayes. He jumps Baron in the ring as Breaker and Dragunov brawl. So maybe we got Braun Breaker versus Dragunov incoming. I don't care. If Dragunov is involved in the match, it's going to be a banger. So I don't even care. And that's the end of the show. I thought it was a very good NXT this week. The tag division is gaining momentum. They didn't really do too much with the singles. The tag team partners fighting each other. It was fine. It was cool. It was a fun little experiment. But now they're all going to start fighting as tag teams against each other. So that should be some good shit. Thea Hale on fire. And some pretty damn good wrestling throughout this show. 7.5 out of 10. Good job, NXT. So let's do SmackDown. We'll keep all the WWE stuff together this week. We got SmackDown there in Kentucky this week. God damn. Starting off with a number one contenders tag team gauntlet match for the undisputed tag team titles. We got the Street Profits going up against the Brawling Brutes first. Dawkins goes crazy off of the hot tag, but he eats a brogue kick and the Brutes pin and move on. The OC enter the gauntlet next. They do a good little beatdown on the Brutes, but Anderson gets too cocky and he eats a brogue kick. Brutes moving on again. We got the LWO. They're up next. They started off with some nice high-flying moves, but it gets stopped by Ridge with his new modified DDT move. It's fine, pretty good. And he takes out the LWO. Brute's moving on again. They're on fire. In comes Hit Row. Oh, we know how this is going to go down. They enter and they get immediately taken out by Sheamus. Fuck yeah. And then last up, we got Pretty Deadly. So Prince making a sneaky tag right here behind Sheamus's back. Sheamus hits the Celtic Cross, but he hits it on the wrong man. Prince comes in. He nails a very confused Sheamus with a big old top rope leg drop, and Pretty Deadly yet again stealing another W. I mean, fuck. Pretty solid gauntlet match here. I mean, obviously the Brute's getting a lot of the time looking really good, and I was a little bit sad that Butch wasn't in there. I thought he would have been like the perfect guy to have in a gauntlet match, but maybe he would have been too good because I don't know. They should have won if Butch was in there. But anyway, Kevin and Sammy, they come out to congratulate their new challengers. Sammy, in a very un-Canadian moment, tells Pretty Deadly to get the hell out of here. Pretty Deadly do their yes boy stuff and they won't leave. Sammy, baffled by Kevin's calmness in this moment, sets him off on Pretty Deadly, and then Kevin has a minor meltdown. Hilarious little moment right here, and yeah, pretty good for Pretty Deadly. Pretty good for Pretty Deadly, that's good. Yeah, I mean, they haven't really shown off crazy stuff in the ring yet. They're very entertaining. Like, they're a very entertaining tag team. Smart ways of them picking up wins and heelish ways. It's pretty decent. I'm excited to see how the chemistry is going to be between them and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. It should be interesting. We move on. It is Paul Heyman. He talks with Roman Reigns backstage. Paul Heyman, very concerned about Jay's ultimatum that he laid down last week, saying that if Jay's going to come back into the bloodline, Paul Heyman needs to leave the bloodline. Roman tells Paul not to worry about it, and he sends him to go find Jay and talk to him again. We move on. It is Io Sky with Bayley versus Selena Vega. Will Selena have a match longer than 5 minutes? The answer may shock you. It's no. Bayley argues with the referee, making him miss the pinfall. Io argues with Bayley. Selena hits a 619, pins and wins. And seriously, why can't Selena have a longer match? I mean, are you guys just protecting her? If she has a long match, is she going to get exposed for not being able to... Like, I don't know what's going on. She can't have a match longer than 5 minutes. I'm pissed off. Bayley and Io, they're still arguing backstage. Shotzi decides, I'm going to swoop in. She asks Bayley to put her Money in the Bank spot on the line. Io accepts for Bayley. That was good. Bayley not happy about it. And it looks like Damage Control is definitely on their last legs right here. You got Dakota Kai is just off, rather with injury or whatever's going on with her. Io and Bayley have been arguing for quite a few weeks now, so it's only a matter of time. I would imagine the breakup is going to happen at Money in the Bank. We got Adam Pearce. He won't answer Bianca Belair about a rematch that she asked for, so Bianca tells him that she will do it her way. Fuck yeah, Bianca. That's what I'm talking about. We move on. It is the Waller effect with Charlotte Flair. Boo! And her stupid outfit. I don't know what the fuck she's wearing. She looks like a peacock or something. Charlotte brags about herself. Out comes Bianca Belair. Bianca calls out Charlotte for skipping the line and taking her ball and going home whenever she loses. And I cannot agree more. And Bianca goes on more and more. She drops the mic and just walks off. I mean, that was fucking awesome from Bianca. Double thumbs up from her. She was speaking for everybody, man. Like, all the women probably in the locker room, they probably have the same feelings against Charlotte. Like, who is she? She's so entitled. She gets everything she wants. And honestly, man, Charlotte, there's a lot of reasons why I don't like her. But even in this, where she was just kind of standing there, and she just doesn't give her opponents, she doesn't give the people she's working with anything. Like, all she did, she stood there with that smug look on her face. Doing I don't know, man. She's just awful. I fucking do not like Charlotte Flair. She's one of the most selfish workers in the business right now. Oh, just can't have it. Charlotte, you suck. Thumbs down, but double thumbs up for Bianca. That was awesome. We got Paul Heyman. He finds Jey Uso, gives him a nice heartfelt apology. Jey ain't having it. He tells Paul he's out if they want him back. So nothing has changed there. We got AJ Styles and Mia Yim in a, what do you call it, a mixed tag team match versus Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Styles' clash is broken up by Scarlett. AJ calls her a bitch. Oh snap. Karrion Kross goes crazy. He hits an F5 for some reason. Pins and wins. I don't know if he's ever pulled out that F5, but he did tonight. Short match. Michael Cole calls it impressive. He's extremely wrong about that. That match sucked. Thumbs down. We got Paul Heyman. He tells Roman the bad news. Roman sits in silence for a awkward amount of time. Solo grunts. Paul Heyman runs away. Alrighty then. We got Baron Corbin. He attacks Cameron Grimes backstage. So Baron Corbin doing some double duty right here. Interesting. We got Rey Mysterio. He tells the crowd the thing that he is most proud of all time in his whole entire career is bringing back the LWO. Wow, Ray, I mean, you're not proud of your family, maybe not proud of the relationship between you and Eddie Guerrero, maybe winning the Royal Rumble at number 2 and then going on to WrestleMania and winning the championship for Eddie Guerrero. Fuck all that shit. Just bringing back the LWO. That is your crowning achievement. Very interesting. We got a big ol' introduction for Escobar. They love each other. That's very nice. We got a match. It is Escobar versus LA Knight. You guessed it. Quick roll-up victory for Escobar. Meh. I mean, really nothing to say here. Very disappointing. Jey Uso passes Sami Zayn backstage. They stare at each other, but there are no words. Yeah, not absolutely nothing to say there. Now we got the Bloodline taking 15 minutes to arrive to the ring again, only for Roman to say, "Acknowledge me," and immediately get interrupted. Thumbs down for that. I mean, and also notice that Paul Heyman is still carrying around the 2 older versions of the Universal Championship. My thought process is that they're just trying to make it look like Roman has more championships than he actually has. So, okay. So Jey interrupts, makes his way out. Roman asks him if he's in or out. Jey says Paul needs to leave, so nothing new here. Roman says Jey will lead one day, but not yet. Roman claims that Jimmy is the problem. Out comes Jimmy, trying to convince Jey Roman is nuts. Roman tells Jey that Jimmy didn't believe in him. Jimmy admits that he did in fact say that, but. Doesn't matter. Jey flips, says that Jimmy is out. Oh no. But so is he. Bum, bum, bum. Jey blasts Roman in the face with a kick. Solo with a kick to the face. The brothers, the Usos, they're fully reunited. They kick Roman's head off together, and what a great moment. All right, so we finally got our answer. Bros before hoes, am I right? I mean, you got the Usos. So I guess that's what we're going to go into here. It looks like Roman and Solo versus the Usos. Okay, we can do that for maybe a couple months, and we'll see where that goes. But there's no tag team titles here, so I don't know what they're going to end up fighting for. Maybe one of them, Jimmy and or Jey, they both try to go for the Universal Championship. Maybe it leads to, Roman taking both of them out, and then Solo being convinced eventually to come over, and then maybe Solo beats him, because it seems like they really believe in Solo, so that's what I'm predicting. But pretty good segment. I mean, it's just overlong, man. Like, the entrance of Roman Reigns is just so much time. Like, that's why half of the matches on this card tonight had fucking less than 3 minutes to work with, because Roman needs to make his big fucking grand entrance to say one word, and just too much fluff, too much padding. Don't like it. But the segment at the end, when we finally got the payoff, that was nice. The crowd lost their mind. My wife and I were like, but like just taking forever. And that's the end of the show. Again, not sure why SmackDown can't have matches over 5 to 7 minutes. It seems like they really struggle to have matches. Even like the gauntlet match, like that one shockingly was longer because, I mean, you had so many people, but I wouldn't have been shocked if it was a 5-minute gauntlet match, because that's just the way that it seems to be going right now. And they're just not doing a good job at all showing off the roster. I mean, Escobar in fucking 1-minute matches, Selena in 1-minute matches, tag team matches. Like, you just don't get to see people enough. Anyway, my suggestion maybe is don't have 80% of the show dedicated to recaps, replays, merchandising, commercials, and of course Roman Reigns' 20-minute walk to the ring. There may be some time left over for some actual fucking wrestling on SmackDown, because lately SmackDown, this has been trash. You got Charlotte Flair is just coming in and completely flattening out the women's division, which I know I've been saying over like the last few weeks that the women's division, especially on SmackDown, has been lacking. But again, refer back to prior arguments of over fluffing the show and not giving them any time to actually wrestle, because there's talented wrestlers on SmackDown. We just don't get enough time to see how talented they are. So, not a good SmackDown this week. I would highly suggest just to skip the show, watch the little final 3 minutes of the Roman Reigns segment so you figure out what's going on, but this sucked. 4 out of 10. Not good SmackDown. Get your shit together. Speaking of get your shit together, it's Dynamite time. They're in Washington, D.C. this week, starting off with a championship eliminator match. MJF versus Adam Cole. Like, oh my god, dude. This is main event pay-per-view match opening Dynamite. That's crazy. So if Adam Cole gets the win over MJF tonight, he will get a title shot in the future. So Maxwell interacting with the fans. I love this. He's throwing popcorn, chirping people, even knocks a dude's glasses off of his face. I mean, masterclass, thumbs up. Cole rocks MJF with a super kick, busting open his lip. How you doing? MJF hits Cole with a tombstone on the apron, hurting his own knee, so that's going to be an ongoing storyline. The champ hits a huge elbow drop from the top rope, putting Bay through a table. Thumbs up for that. Looked great. Brinsberg gets knocked out. MJF tries the old Eddie Guerrero, but it backfires. Adam Cole cracks the champion with the belt, lowers the boom. The referee makes the slow count, giving MJF the chance to kick out, and he does that. Referee catches MJF trying to use the diamond ring. Cole with a super kick. Panama Sunrise lowers the boom one more time, and the bell rings before the 3 count. We got a rare time limit draw. Cole missing the major victory by 1 second. That was fucking excellent. Adam Cole asked for 5 more minutes, but obviously MJF ain't doing that. He runs off with his championship. Wow. I mean, pay-per-view main event right here. Wow, that was excellent. 30 minutes of just everything you could ask for in a match. You got counters, big offense, drama, shenanigans, great heel work from MJF, and some absolutely ridiculous near falls. I mean, wow. MJF in this match really reminds me, even just MJF in general on this episode of Dynamite, really reminds me of like prime heel Triple H, but even better. Like, Triple H at his best could fucking rile up the crowd, boo the shit out of him, and then put on a nice methodical match in the ring. But though MJF, I feel he draws a lot of inspiration from that style of methodical wrestling, he does it so much better because he can hit those big moves. Like, MJF has a excellent moveset. He's got big moves, and he pulls them out at the right time, where sometimes, let's just say for the Young Bucks, for example, they will pull out like 30 super kicks and all this big finishing offense, tons of near falls, and kind of oversaturate it, where MJF can kind of... It's a little bit refreshing, honestly, when it comes to the AEW style, because there's not very much methodical wrestling of this style, but MJF is really, really good at doing it. And myself, personally, not that big of a fan of the methodical style of wrestling, especially like Triple H versus Randy Orton, Triple H versus Randy Orton, Triple H versus Batista, Triple H versus Batista, that kind of stuff. But MJF, fucking wow. What a great match. 8.5 out of 10. We move on to Sammy Guevara cutting a promo. He announces that he and Ty Mello are going to be having a baby girl. Very nice. Congratulations. Darby Allin arrives. He tells Sammy he needs to get out from underneath the JAS. Chris Jericho hears this. He comes out. He is pissed right the fuck off. Chris tries to settle down Sammy. Darby chirps Jericho with a really good one. He calls it, he's like, "You're a wizard, right? But how come every time you enter the ring, the magic is gone?" I'm like, oh shit, that's some pretty good stuff, Darby. And then out comes Sting. With his baseball bat, he goes to the ring and has a baseball bat stare-off with Chris Jericho. They touch baseball bats, and yeah, looks like they're setting up a potential Chris Jericho versus Sting match. I mean, all right, that could be fun. We move on now. It is Sonata announcing a open challenge for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship at Forbidden Door. Later, it is Jungle Boy who is accepting the challenge. So we're going to have Jungle Boy versus Sonata at Forbidden Door, y'all. That could be, I mean, every match that they've announced for Forbidden Door so far, I am creamy for, so I can't wait to go to Forbidden Door next weekend. We got an 8-man tag team match. It is Orange Cassidy, Keith Lee, Sting, and Darby Allin, a really odd team right here, versus the Mogul Embassy. Brian Cage rocking some really terrible looking face paint, trying to look like late 80s, early 90s Sting. I'm not into it. Mogul Embassy with a massive powerbomb stomp combo onto Keith Lee. Pretty impressive right there. We got an orange punch. Sting hits the death drop on Brian Cage, pins and wins. I mean, Jesus, that was a fucking train wreck of a tag team match, but in a good way. Like, it's just absolutely carnage. Fast-paced. Keith Lee was going wild out there. I really enjoyed his performance. And Sting, I mean, Sting doing anything at his age is a miracle. So fucking hell yeah. 7.5 out of 10. Really good, entertaining match. We got the Young Guns. They call out the Hardy Boys for a match. So, all right, so it's the Battle of the Boys. We got a TNT Championship match. Wardlow with Arn Anderson defending against Jake Haggard. Haggard jumps Wardlow before the bell. Parker and Menard distract Wardlow. Arn and his boy Brock chase them off. And Arn, I mean, chase is, I'm using that term lightly. He speed, old man power walked after them. We got Wardlow battling back. Swanton Bomb, Powerbomb Symphony, pins and retains the championship. Solid Big Hoss match. Pretty standard Wardlow stuff going on. And then we get Luchasaurus and Christian. They appear on the screen, but there's no audio, so we can't hear what they said. But they do have a bloodied Arn Anderson. So Wardlow is flipping out. He chases after them. So, okay. We got Hiroshi Tanahashi. He challenges MJF at Forbidden Door for the AEW Championship. And then it goes to MJF just like, licking his wounds backstage from his fucking ridiculous match earlier. And he's just like, how about no? Like, I'm not doing that. Fuck. I love MJF so much, but you're doing this match, and I can't wait to see you, bro. Thumbs up. We got an AEW Women's Championship match. Toni Storm with the Outcast defending against Sky Blue. So Sky Blue brings her mom to watch in the crowd. It's just never a good idea because Ruby blasts her mother in the face with the spray paint, and she goes to town on it. It was just like she just sprayed the fuck out of her. It was pretty goddamn funny. Sky Blue rallies back. She shoots spray paint into Tony's face, hits her finisher, but of course Ruby is there for the distraction on the ref. Tony hits Storm Zero, but Blue kicks out. That was I didn't expect that. Tony puts her in a Texas Cloverleaf, and Sky Blue is forced to tap out, and Tony retains the championship. I mean, it was an impressive performance for Sky Blue. Short but sweet match, not too much to go off of. Outcasts attack Sky Blue after the match, and out comes Willow Nightingale for the save. Very nice. It is the main event now. It is a 6-man tag team match. You got the Blackpool Combat Club versus Hangman Adam Page and the Young Bucks. Brawl out of the gate. I mean, absolutely going bad shit. Wicked dual springboard dives from the Elite. Gotta like that. Thumbs up. Blackpool hit the Doomsday Device. Like I said, popular move right now. We got a near fall there. Bucks go super kick party. Hangman nails Yuta with a buckshot lariat. Pins and wins. I mean, whew. I really love the chemistry with these teams. You got the ruthlessness of the Blackpool Combat Club just beating the fuck out of everything. And then the resilient high flying of the Elite. I mean, I really like the combo here. Great match. 8 out of 10. The Blackpool, they're sore losers, so they attack the Elite after the match. And out comes, it's Eddie Kingston, baby. Oh, hell yeah. He returns, he beelines straight for Claudio. They get it on, King. Takeshita runs down to help the BCC, and then Kenny Omega helps the Elite take out the Blackpool Combat Club. So this is great, but wait, we're not done yet. We got one more guy to join the party. It's Will Ospreay. He blasts Omega in the face with a kick and nails the Stormbreaker. Oh man, I cannot wait for Omega versus Ospreay at Forbidden Door. Going to be amazing. And that's the end of the show. Great Dynamite. I mean, basically a free pay-per-view this week. You got pay-per-view quality matches, title matches. Wow. And more matches added for Collision and Forbidden Doors. And you see that WWE, AEW is able to have matches over 5 minutes long, and they're really, really good, and they show off how good the wrestlers are and all that great stuff. Great Dynamite, going to give it a 8 out of 10. And we will go to Rampage now. We got a 6-man tag team match to kick it off. Will Ospreay, Fletcher, and is it Jeff Cobb? I think it's Jeff Cobb. I like Cobb. Versus the Best Friends and Rocky Romero. Jeff Cobb goes into the ring, drags his own partner to the corner because he's just like, fuck this shit. He's not going to get the tag. I'll go get him myself. And he tags himself in. I thought that was hilarious. Best Friends and Rocky giving the people what they want with the big group hug. Jeff Cobb says, no, not happening. So he picks up the group hug and then just slams them. That was fucking awesome. Even though Rocky kind of fell off, it's fine. Thumbs up. Great move. Fletcher hits a spinning tombstone and a running strike from Ospreay, pins and wins. Tons of talent in the ring right here. Really like to see Jeff Cobb. That dude is awesome. I wish I could see more of him. Good performance from the United Empire. 7 out of 10. We got Trish Adora versus Ty Valkyrie. Ty with some really odd dance moves throughout this match before delivering a stomp to Trish for the W. Fun moment when Trish rebounded in this match. I mean, but it was basically just a squash match. And interesting that Valkyrie is doing a stomp for a finisher. I thought her whole thing was doing that whatever the hell move that she was doing. Whatever. We got the Hardy Boys. They respond to the Ass Boys, and they accept their match. So cool. That'll be fun. Be nice if they can have like a TLC match or something. Jeff Hardy, again, just looks out of it. I don't know what's going on with that guy. We got a mixed trios tag team match. The Jarretts, Karen and Jeff Jarrett, plus Jay Lethal, with Sanjay Dutt and Singh, of course, versus Mark Briscoe, Papa Briscoe, and Aubrey Edwards, baby, the referee. Aubrey finally gets her hands on Karen in this match. They brawl. Aubrey brains Jeff Hardy, or not Jeff Hardy, Jeff Jarrett. That'd be funny if it was Jeff Hardy. But she brains Jeff Jarrett with a guitar, puts Karen in a figure 4, and Karen taps out. Aubrey gets the W. Very entertaining match. I mean, Papa hitting everyone with lariats was good. He got way more time than I was expecting. I wanted more Aubrey, honestly. Jay Lethal, fantastic selling from him on everybody. He just sells for everyone. So good. Entertaining match. Move on is the main event. It is Takeshita with Don Callis versus Bandito. This is like a fucking dream match for me right here. Bandito jumps from the top rope, hits a Rana on Takeshita off of the apron to the floor. I mean, fucking beautifully done, man. Like, that is such a hard move to do, and he does it so perfectly. It's amazing. Thumbs up. Takeshita hits Bandito with a lariat on the top rope. Big crash landing for them. That was nuts. Both men with awesome backflip counters on each other. I mean, wow, thumbs up. Takeshita hits the running knee, pins, and wins. I mean, wow. Just two of some of the best young talent in wrestling right now. Absolutely fucking crushing it on the main event. I love this. Bandito is the whole entire package. Like, he's not, like, he might be stronger than Takeshita, who is like 6'3", 240. Bandito, I don't know, 5'10", 180 pounds. Bandito, pound for pound, one of the strongest guys I've ever seen. And he's got the high-flying ability, great look. Oh, just so good. 8 out of 10, great match. And a good Rampage this week. The Jarrett shenanigans this week was a lot more palatable with Aubrey Edwards being involved, made that just brought in a whole new breath of fresh life of entertainment that was getting very, very stale with me. But yeah, adding in Aubrey definitely helped that out right there. You got good opening match and a great finale. So good shit, Rampage. 7 out of 10. And now we go to the new kid on the block. It is AEW's Collision. They're new. As far as I can tell, it's a 2-hour program. That's what the internet is claiming, so that's, well, okay, we'll go with that. I love the Elton John Saturday Nights All Right for a Fight for the theme song. That's just, I mean, it's on Saturdays. You kind of can't go wrong with that. That was like the Hockey Night in Canada theme, I believe, for a little while there. But yeah, no, you can't go wrong with some Elton John. That's fantastic. Now the show begins. We got CM Punk. We're also in Chicago, which is the hometown of CM Punk. He comes out, he cuts a promo for Chicago fans, praising them and himself. Throws a little shade at the Young Bucks. That was pretty good. And he keeps saying, "Tell me when I'm telling lies." This seems to be his big new catchphrase. He said it about 487 times. My wife was very not into it, and I will admit, yeah, it was kind of getting annoying the amount of times that he kept repeating that. And then Punk, he has the big red bag. It's allegedly got the AEW championship inside of it that he never actually lost, so he claims he's not going to give it up until someone can beat him for it. And yeah, I mean, it was definitely a CM Punk promo here to start off the show. It was fine. For me personally, like, the shine and the aura of CM Punk is like completely gone now. Like, all the years of him being away from wrestling, the fans clamoring and always demanding for him to come back. We got that last year. He came back, and that was fine. Now that shine is gone. Now it's just CM Punk. We know exactly who he is. And, like, yeah, it's nice to see the fans. They're all fired up for him, but we'll see what happens with CM Punk when he's not in Chicago. It was a fine, fairly polarizing promo. He was definitely shooting from the hip out there, and that's probably going to be the kind of the central theme, I'm guessing, of what the show really is. It's going to be a lot of, I would imagine, CM Punk shooting from the hip, saying whatever he wants to say. So, starting out the show with that, we move on to the first match of Collision. It is the TNT Championship match. Wardlow defending against Luchasaurus with Christian. Wardlow begins the Powerbomb Symphony, but he gets a little bit too cocky, a little bit too focused on Christian. Luchasaurus is able to fight back. Christian bashes Wardlow with a camera. Luchasaurus hits a lariat in the back of the head, pins, and we have a new TNT champion. It is Lucha frickin' Saurus, everybody. Wow. Fairly solid big hoss fight, a little clunky here and there. I was hoping for more out of Luchasaurus. I know he's got so much more in the tank than what he gave in this match. Well, maybe we'll see more out of him now that he's the champion, but wasn't my favorite Luchasaurus performance. Wardlow was Wardlow. He was fine, throwing bitches around, showing off the ridiculous power, did a swanton. It was all right, decent match. But I am really happy for Luchasaurus getting the championship. I mean, the dude's hella deserving. I really like Luchasaurus. I just don't know how into I am with him and Christian being together. I don't know. He looks awesome, though. Luchasaurus got a great look. We move on. It is Buddy Matthews with Julia Hart versus the returning Andrade El Idolo. And whoever introduced that guy, they butchered his name. They're like El Idolo or some shit. Anyway, love Andrade. He's a phenomenal in-ring performer. Let's see how he does. So Andrade looking real jacked, baby. Looking real jacked. Had some time off here, so he's pumped up a little bit. Andrade using the help of a young fan to get back into the ring. I like that little touch there. He grabs the fan's hand. Definitely made that young fan's moment. That was really sweet. Buddy nails a DDT and a great flagpole sell there from Andrade. Gotta love that. Buddy's knee gives out. Andrade blasts him with a wicked fake out elbow. Oh my god, I forgot that he did that. I love that move. It gets me every time he does it. It looks so good. Andrade locks in a figure four, locks it into the figure eight. Buddy is forced to tap out. I mean, Andrade, buddy, it is how I have missed you so much, man. Especially that fucking fake out back elbow always gets me. Buddy worked really nicely with Andrade out there. Both of them selling injuries throughout this match. You got Buddy selling the knee and Andrade dealing with a bad shoulder, so that was a good part of the story throughout. And it was good. You got some good near falls there. It was a good back and forth match. I'm not going to judge who you're dating, but if you're unaware, Charlotte Flair is dating Andrade, and that's why he pulled out the figure four into the figure eight. I mean, it is what it is. It was a really good match, though. 7.5 out of 10. We got Andrade looking for the handshake after the match. Buddy, pretty hesitant to do that. The lights go out. Out come the House of Black. Well, they don't come out, they just sort of appear. Lights go out again, and they disappear. Ooh, spooky. We got Tony Nese and Smart Mark. They're in the ring. Tony Nese wants to make Chicago lose some weight because they're a bunch of fat slobs. Very interesting. The trumpet sound. Oh, my goodness. It's Miro. Oh, fuck yeah. I have missed Miro ever since he left. I mean, I love this guy. He's awesome. Great to see him back. He is going up against Tony Nese. Poor Tony Nese. So Miro using Sheamus's Beats of the Valorant. Crowd really likes that. I wonder if Sheamus is okay with that. Miro destroys Nice, finishes him off with the sidekick, locks in the camel clutch, and Nice is forced to tap out. Basically a squash match, good selling from Tony. Miro hasn't missed a beat. I thought he looked really good, looking jacked, and I'm hoping this time for a nice big, good, long, dominating run out of Miro. The guy's a monster. We move on. It is the Outcast versus Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue. Sky Blue decided to bring her mom again because it went so well the first time, but this time it actually goes well for her mom. She gets some revenge slaps on the Outcast, so that was nice. Willow channeling her inner Kurt Angle, hits an angle slam, drops the straps. I love that, so thumbs up for that. That was good. Willow pushes Tony, making her spray her own partner in the face with the spray paint. Whoopsie daisy. Blue hits a lovely code red, and that shit was nice looking. Hits the pin and wins. Nice performance here for Sky Blue. Really fired up. I think she's from Chicago. I think that's what they're saying. So, really fired up hometown performance. She was really great. And just an overall entertaining match. Good shit. We got Tony Schiavone welcoming Daddy Ass and the Acclaim to the ring. We get a nice rap from Caster. Good stuff. Daddy says they are still going after the Trios Championships, and then we have a massive scissor party. Hell yeah, good shit. Thumbs up. Now it is the main event time, and I don't know what was going on. It's a 2-hour show, but it just seemed to fly by. It is main event time. It is a Trios tag team match. We got the returning Samoa Joe, welcome back, Jay White and Juice Robinson versus FTR and CM Punk. We got an absolute chop fest going on throughout this entire match. There's so many guys that are so good at chops. Dax and fucking Jay White. Samoa Joe was getting up in there. That shit was awesome. I love it. The crowd absolutely goes nuts when CM Punk and Samoa Joe meet in the ring. They're reigniting that very old rivalry from Ring of Honor back in 2004 where they had a absolute war of a trio, a trilogy of matches down there way back in the day. I never watched them, but I remember even back then hearing about these guys, Samoa Joe and CM Punk, and then the first time I saw Samoa Joe was when he was in TNA, and I was hooked on Samoa Joe ever since. Joe is choking the life out of CM Punk. He gets saved just in time, right before he passes out. FTR hit the Shatter Machine. Punk hits a GTS, pins, and they get the W. There's no way CM Punk was losing this one, but my goodness, there were so many brutal chops out there. Oh, really good stuff. Punk, he was definitely sheltered in his role tonight. He got in there a little bit, not too much, didn't do anything overly crazy, playing it mostly safe. A little bit of rust, he's not like ripped and jacked and everything like other people are in AEW that have some time off for injury. They come back fucking twice the size. CM Punk, he looks like your typical like dad who you just grocery shopping or something, But he was okay. The match was good. I thought Samoa Joe looked good out there. He looked really intense. I like that look in Samoa Joe. Good match, 7 out of 10. And that's the end of the first Collision. I thought it was a fairly solid beginning. Honestly, nothing like overly crazy. You do have the really hot crowd of Chicago going nuts for the returning CM Punk. That always helps out the show overall. If they didn't have that, honestly, it just kind of seemed like a longer episode of Rampage featuring CM Punk. But you got lots of returns. Awesome to see Andrade. He looked great. My boy Samoa Joe and Miro both coming back. Didn't see any Thunder Rosa. She seemed like she was kind of the other big piece that seemed to be coming over to Collision, but I guess not this week. They ran out of time. And overall, after watching this first episode, I'm not really sure what the direction of the show is going to be, other than it's the CM Punk appreciation show. But like I said, man, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with CM Punk when he comes to Canada, because my wife and I, we got tickets. We're going to Collision. We're going to check it out. And we got tickets for Forbidden Door the next day. So we're going to be taking in a weekend of wrestling next week. So it might be a little bit, I don't know how it's going to go with the scheduling and how episodes are going to come out. It's going to be a little bit different, so I'm going to have I'm not going to sit there and write notes while I'm at the show. I'm just going to take it in, enjoy it as it is, and then I'll just come back and review it as it is, and I'm not going to take notes and shit, but it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. Overall, I thought it was a pretty solid show. There's nothing really amazing about it. I thought the look of the show was pretty good with the yellow and the red. It was fine. 6.5 out of 10. But I was kind of expecting maybe a little bit more, but it was fine. Definitely wasn't bad or anything. And now we'll move on to the 3 stars of the week. We got a fairly beefy section here this week. Let's start out with some shout-outs before we get into the official 3 stars. Want to shout out Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Imperium on Raw this week. Just a really good match against 2 really good teams, man. Like, especially right now, Kevin Owens is on fire. He is like, makes me laugh every single time that he's out there. And Imperium, man, just such a really fucking strong team in the ring. I believe this one was Kaiser and Gunther teaming for Imperium, but fucking really good match. I really enjoyed that. This one's fun. You got Baron Corbin getting what could be his only shout out ever on this show, but he's getting a shout out for his match against Dragunov on NXT this week. Fucking great match. Dragunov is going to drag you into a fantastic match every single time, no matter who you are. And yeah, it was the best match I've seen out of Baron Corbin possibly ever, but definitely one of his best performances in a really long time. So if you're a Baron Corbin fan and you're begging for some good Corbin matches, you got a pretty good one there on NXT this week. And one more shout out. Let's do the Trios tag team match. Schism versus Wesley, Mustafa Ali, and Tyler Bate on NXT. Again, just another really good chemistry match. I mean, Schism, I've been all over them for like a year now. I think they're a really good team. Gimmick-wise, not so good, but in the ring, they're really strong, and you got some extremely talented guys on the other side, and Wesley, Mustafa Ali, and Tyler Bate, all 3 of them, insanely ridiculous. It was a really fucking great match. I was pleasantly surprised. Now, for the official 3 stars of the week, we are starting with 3rd star goes to... It is Bandito versus Takeshita on Rampage. Honestly, just a dream match for me. Love Bandito, love Takeshita. I don't really love the fact that Takeshita has turned heel and joined up with Don Callis, but it is what it is. It was a great match. I was not let down. Both guys doing their crazy stuff. Bandito could be the strongest man I've ever seen in my life. That guy is just so powerful for his size. I can watch these guys go all day. It was a great match. 2nd star goes to Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite on Dynamite. I mean, we've seen these guys go at it before, but again, chemistry off the charts. You got the ruthless aggressiveness of the Blackpool and the high-flying, crazy nature of the Elite. It's a match made in heaven. Really strong stuff. And 1st star of the week goes to, it is MJF versus Adam Cole, baby, on Dynamite. That match, that was a main event pay-per-view quality match, and they were kicking it off with Dynamite with that match. Like, are you fucking serious? That was amazing. The match was really fucking good. Like, imagine a Triple H match that isn't boring and, like, yeah. I mean, no disrespect to Triple H. I like Triple H. It's just that I think he is immensely overrated. He's very boring, and I swear to God, he had 800 matches between he and Randy Orton. I couldn't watch them. They're so fucking slow. Like, it's methodical versus methodical. It doesn't work. But this match, it was MJF's methodical nature versus Adam Cole's, whatever the fuck Adam Cole is. He's got a whole lot of shit going on. But MJF, you're modern... like a modern Triple H, like old school style methodical wrestler, but he's so fucking good at it, and his offense is so good, and yes, I really like the MJF factor in AEW. He's the opposite, right? Like a lot of people in AEW, they're fast-paced, tons and tons of crazy offense, back to back to back, and MJF, he doesn't mind to slow it down, play the crowds, hit a big move here and there, and yeah, he likes to slow it down, but he's really good at it. It was a great match. It was my favorite match this week. Good enough for 1st star, and that is the show for this week, everybody. Thank you so much for listening, not watching. But if you want to do some watching, you can watch these now on YouTube. They're getting uploaded onto YouTube now, so if you want to watch it, be my guest. Go over there and watch it, and while you're over there, you can check out the Resident Evil Let's Play that's going on over there. It's finished now, so I'm looking for a new game to play. Looking at some Telltale games, maybe. Those kind of like pick-your-own-adventure games. I feel like those just translate really, really well to Let's Plays. I don't know, and they're really easy for me to do. It's not really stressful or anything. And yeah, you can follow along on Twitter. You can send in questions, comments, anything like that. You can put them on the YouTube channel. You can send your questions in on Twitter. I have an email down there. If you want to get involved with the podcast, be my guest. I would love that. And yes, next week's going to be very big for my wife and I. We're going to be doing a lot of wrestling next week. We're going to see Collision and Forbidden Door, so we're going to be traveling a lot. So I have no idea when all the episodes are going to be coming out, but they will be coming. Don't worry. And it's going to be a lot of fun, man. I'm very, very excited to go and see AEW live for the first time. We saw our first wrestling show live last year. We saw Monday Night Raw. It was amazing. We had so much fun. And we're going back for 3 more shows this summer. So we're doing SmackDown as well in August. So that will be a lot of fun. Looking forward to all that. We'll have the GamerCast coming out tomorrow. It is going to be my first impressions of Tears of the Kingdom so far, Legend of Zelda. Played about 45, 50 hours of it, so I'm just going to give you my first impressions so far throughout that game, and it will be a 2-parter. I will have to come back and finish off the Tears of the Kingdom once I am actually done that game, so that'll be probably tomorrow, might be Tuesday, I don't know, and Wednesday or Thursday we'll have the WrestleCast, or HockeyCast. Well, now that the Collision has been added into the repertoire, it looks like we're going to have the WrestleCast on Sundays now because Collision doesn't come out until Saturday night. Got to watch it, review it, all that shit. So probably going to do Sundays. Might move the GamerCast to Tuesdays and then hockey on Thursdays just so it's kind of spread out. But I'll play it by ear. If you want to keep up to date, check out on Twitter. You follow along on there. That's where I'll put up any updates and stuff as I figure it all out as we go. Okay, everybody? So enjoy the rest of your weekend, everyone. Let me know what you thought of the first episode of Collision. Did you think it was good? Do you think it's going to be just a failure on for AEW? Do you think it's not going to be any good? So far, I mean, it was fine. It wasn't bad, wasn't great. It was just kind of there, honestly. It's just another 2-hour wrestling event for me this week. But there you go, everybody. We'll be back again really soon with some more GX Plus Cast.